Hey everyone. I know it's been a while since I did a blog. Recently I was on vacation with my family. Although I did have some time to quickly look over some comments that you guys made on some of the previous videos, and I do appreciate them. It took me a while to comment back on them. And so basically I went to Oregon to visit one of my friends, Barbara. She's a friend of the family's, basically. She grew up with us. See, my brother, one of his friends lives pretty close to us, and so we would always hang out with him and his friends. And amazingly, his sister would tag along, and that's who she is. And so she made it to Reed College in Oregon. And since we were going on vacation and we couldn't really think of any ideas on where to go, that going to visit her just kind of popped into our minds. And let me tell you that Oregon is not very different, but it has small differences that are somewhat beneficial and somewhat odd. So the first thing that we do once we get to Oregon, it took a couple of days because we stopped at other places as well along the way, is we went to put gas. And here's the funniest thing. In Oregon, it is illegal to pump your own gas. Of course, when you're in California and probably other states, there's no problem. You go out, you either tell the guy to put 20 on some number or use your credit card, debit card, something, and then you go ahead and pump your own gas. Well, in this one, you can actually go to jail for it, which is funny. So if they actually see you pick up the pump, they'll quickly race over to you and say, "Can I help you?" And then they'll pump it for you. Don't know why, but that's what they do. And that's the odd part. The other thing that I really like is that there is no sales tax. And I know some of you must be thinking, well, they'll probably compensate. So instead of $19.99, if they took away sales tax, maybe they'll just have it at $21.64 flat. No, they don't. It's actually $19.99. They don't round it up or anything. And I did have a receipt, and I was going to show you guys, but, well, I'm doing a vlog at the last moment. So, I don't know, maybe I'll insert a picture of the receipt. I don't know. Well, stay tuned. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, well, I didn't have time. So the trip was pretty good. And there's one thing I did notice in Oregon is that there's no graffiti. There's like zero graffiti. Probably the whole entire time I was there, I saw 2 markings and that was it. And from what I can tell is that they have, I think, a higher punishment for those who graffiti on walls or in gangs or something like that. But just the city itself, the state itself, it seems much more peaceful and calmer. There's no stress. So if I were to live somewhere other than California, I would choose Oregon. It just seems like one of those Pleasantville type places, I guess. Also went to visit their bookstore, which is, I think, the nation's biggest bookstore, which is pretty amazing. They have an upstairs and a lower as well, or underground, I guess you could say. That's how big this bookstore is. And also, they have separate sections that categorize what's in where. And just to help you out, they have a map that you will extend, and it goes farther than you can see my hands. But it was interesting nonetheless. And, well, there was one thing that I did want to show you guys. One second. Okay. So, before going to Oregon, I bought this movie, Disturbia. I know there's a lot of, I guess, criticism about it because it's basically a remake of Mr. Hitchcock's I guess idea, or he turned it into an actual episode, which is called Rearview Window, I think that's what it was called. But I saw the movie and I thought it was okay. When I do get a chance, I do want to see what the classic one looked like, and maybe I'll understand why everyone else didn't like it. But it was an alright movie. You know, I'm not gonna give it like an 8 or a 9. It was just alright. And right when I noticed, when I bought it, later when I got into Oregon, I went to Target and I was just looking at some DVDs, and I know Circuit City does something that Target doesn't. In fact, Circuit City has done this before, and it really pisses me off. See this? There is usually a cover on here that you usually slide out. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this is what I mean. Exactly. There's an actual case that slides on top of it. Well, Circuit City, for some of its newer releases, they remove them and they sell you just the box or just the case without the paper cover on it, which I don't understand. About a year ago, I went to buy the Exorcism of Emily Rose, and I went right in the morning because I just wanted to pick it up. I didn't see it, so I wasn't sure what it was. I knew what it was about, but I wasn't sure on it, whether it was good or bad. So I go to Circuit City, and I see them all there, and then I look to my right, and I see an employee taking off the covers and crumpling them in his hand and throwing them to the side. And there was like maybe 30 of them just crumpled to the side. And I don't know why he was doing it, but I saw that there were some there that still had a cover on. And so I asked him, oh, could I have that one? And he says, sure. He slides it out and gives me that and crumples it in his hand. I'm like, could I have one that you know, isn't torn? Because most of them were torn as well. And he says, sure. And he just gives me a crumpled one. I'm like, well, if he knew I wanted it, why'd he slide it out and throw it to the side? I don't understand this. It should be, you know, common knowledge. Oh, he must want it with the case. Ah, darn, these sneaky people. Wow, I didn't know that. I thought the case was just there so I could throw it away. Yeah. Anyway, I don't understand it. I don't get it. With the Superman Returns DVD, all I see is just the case. I went to Target and it has this, I won't want to say holographic, but it has a special type of cover where when you turn it, it shows different poses and images, and it actually shows Clark Kent turning into Superman. Of course, Circuit City doesn't have that, amazingly. So if anyone works at Circuit City and can explain to me why sometimes they'll actually remove the cover from it and just sell you the case by itself, please let me know, because that's really frustrating and you can lose a lot of customers that way. Okay, so yeah, that's what I wanted to cover, and that was my trip, which again was interesting and kind of fun. Moving on, there was something that I guess I've been noticing that's happening throughout YouTube. See, I've been on YouTube making vlogs for about almost a year. Almost. In October is when it will be an exact, well, almost October. Halloween, just about, will be my 1-year anniversary, I guess you can say, doing vlogs. And I've noticed that there's been a lot less people doing vlogs. They don't do them as often. I've noticed a lot of people have actually stopped doing vlogs altogether. I don't know why, but when I first started doing vlogs, I felt a lot more energy coming from these people that I would watch, and that would get me to do vlogs, and I would get feedback, and it was just great. And as sometimes I would post to Tiptoe Chick, I would post comments saying that it's kind of like a community, or I think she said that, and then later on I kind of agreed with her on it. That, yeah, YouTube is a really a real community, that you feel that those people who do blogs and you message with, they're your friends. And you watch their blogs and you do your own blogs, and after a while you become closer than just, I don't know, online buddies. You know, they're there for you. you feel like they're really close friends, even though you may not have met them in person. And I guess that's what was so great about it. And then after a while, I noticed that people started not doing blogs. Instead of doing them maybe every week, it would be every month, and every 2 months. And then after a while, there was just, I don't know, just a dropout rate, I guess. People just stopped doing them. And then even I stopped doing blogs as well. And it's different now. It's like it's trying to come back, but it's having some trouble. Boheme, who I watch his blogs, I subscribe to him. If you guys want, you can go ahead and check him out. And feel free to subscribe to him as well. He's the first one to state this, and I really agree with him that, yeah, there's something different about YouTube, and that people just aren't really doing blogs as often as they are, or as often as they should be. And he says that the reason that this is that there's too much junk on YouTube. You see clips of, like, I don't know, Family Guy, A Living Color, all those thousands of little clips from TV shows, and movies, and things on cable that you can easily see. Those are on YouTube, and those are what are taking the slot spots and getting the most ratings, views, and everything else. Well, people think it doesn't hurt anyone. Well, it kind of, I guess you can say, it kind of hurts us. Because after a while, that's all you have is just a collection of clips. And who wants to be a part of that? You know? I guess it's a little hard to explain. But yeah, I don't feel as energetic to do blogs as often as I should. Although I know I'll still continue to do them, but it just might become a little harder, more difficult. But I just thought I would bring that to your attention. Anyway, I can see that I'm actually ran out of things to talk about. I have other things, it's just if I continue to talk and talk and talk, I'll have to break this up into separate parts, and I'd rather save them for other blogs. I guess that's the right thing to say. But there's one thing I would like to do that I haven't done in quite some time, which are shoutouts. Ooh, amazing. Yeah, so I'd like to just say hi to Emma, Paul, David. Yeah, I know, it's been a while, yeah. Tiptoe Chick if you're watching. Boheme, Anemotionalweek. Yeah, she's on my subscribers list. She's a new person who's on YouTube, and she's making vlogs. And she's a real person, okay? She's not like Lonely Girl 15, who technically I heard isn't doing those anymore. She's not doing any more vlogs. I don't know what that's about. If anyone wants to fill me in on that, please do so. Let me know what's going on with that. And yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I haven't done shoutouts in a while, and so I just thought I would bring them back and, I don't know, see how they do. But anyway, that's gonna be it for now. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, go ahead and post them. Be glad to hear from you. Anyway, take care. Talk to you later.